Welcome back to Bravo Breaking News with Kim and Lisa. All I can say is we got the yacht because on this week's Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the ladies set sail and, of course, chaos ensued.
Okay, between White Lotus, which I'm watching, Below Deck, and Southern Charm, there's just yachts aplenty, and I am loving it. We had Sutton on trial at sea. Erica clocked the fuck in this week. She was calling out Sutton for, ready for this Ramona impression, not supporting other women, okay?
Yes, women in the group, though, we must clarify, not women in general, women in the group. So there is a lot to unpack here. This was a great episode, and we're going to get into it all. But before we do, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any Bravo breaking news.
So we're picking up in St. Lucia. We are on Bose's trip. She has planned everything perfectly, from who's staying in what room to make sure that they're getting along to the beautiful dinners. We're seeing everyone getting ready, and Bose has like her whole glam team there, plus her assistant. And then we scoot on over to the Richards sisters, and they're doing their own glam and everything, which I really appreciate. Just have to say.
I
Yeah.
think, yeah.
Yeah, we get Kyle showing up in the same dress as Garcelle, which was such a funny moment because Garcelle says, I remember when I called Kyle's style hideous, and now she's wearing the same dress as me. So she's kind of eating her words there. But they go to this white dinner, of course, it always seems like, oh, this is so beautiful. Like, what could go wrong? And pretty soon we get Dorit confronting Sutton, saying, you really like preach the sisterhood to all of us, but you've been really mean spirited to me for the past couple months. And Sutton's not receiving it well.
No, she is not. And I gotta say, I am still on Dorit's side with this one. She's calling her out, basically saying, like, you said that we should all bond with this sisterhood. And then the following day, slamming Dorit, going after Dorit, like, where was the sisterhood? The sisterhood was in order for about all of, I don't know, 12 hours while they slept. It was like overnight. It went in and came out as quickly as, she said it. And that's just not fair. It's not fair to like preach something and be so passionate about something and then do a complete 180. And kind of everybody is kind of starting to chime in at Sutton, but then she's like, oh, okay, we're not going to do this. You're not going to beat me with a stick. Like she all of a sudden plays the victim. And they're calling her out for not taking any accountability about what she said. What do you think? Do you think they're being too hard on Sutton? Or do you think Sutton just needs to say, okay, I get where you're coming from. I did this and I'm sorry.
I think she needs to take accountability. And I also agree with Dorit. Okay, everyone's going to come for us because I know we have a lot of Sutton defenders who watch our videos, but I do think Sutton plays the victim. I think whenever she's confronted, when things get tough, she goes to victim mentality. She gets upset and she, starts crying, which honestly, I do too. Like anytime someone is mad at me, I start crying. So I get that, but it's something she needs to recognize. And they're all saying, no, look, we're just trying to have a conversation with you. And she immediately turns it around and is like, you guys are not going to attack me again. I'm not here for this. And she finally apologizes for the wallet comment that she made at Caviar Caspia. Now, Dorit didn't really receive it. And even Bose was calling her out on that. Like, okay, Dorit, she is trying to apologize to you and you're just not, you don't even care. So what do you want from her? But she just, I don't know. She doesn't realize that like I don't think she knows really what she's apologizing for. So she just latched onto that one comment. And I think to Dorit, it's not enough.
No, it's not enough. She says something to the effect of like, I need actions, not just words and stuff. But like, I see both sides here. Like, honestly, I was flip-flopping all over this entire episode because I'm like, oh, well, that's a good point. Oh, well, she made a good point here. But like at the end of the day, what more can you expect in the moment other than an apology? And if it like seems sincere, I feel like it is truly because I don't know. I mean, Erica's calling out Sutton for not being sincere. She apologizes 1 minute and then, like, says another low blow the next. So I get
Mhm.
like we as viewers can only take so much. Like, we hate when storylines are going on and on and on and on with no resolution. Like, we need resolution. And to just like sit there and kind of think that there is an end in sight only for it to just keep going, like, I don't,
Right.
kind of pisses me off. Um, and I honestly feel that same way about the whole Kyle and Morgan situation.
Yeah.
Interested to get your thoughts because we talked about it a little bit last week, but it gets brought up again because Bose actually saw Mo at Soho House with the same girl that he was spotted with in Mykonos, which, implies that it's maybe more serious than just a vacation fling. But she had Kyle's back in that moment. She called her, left that 3.5 minute voice note. This girl's not even cute. Like, that was a good thing to do on Bose's part because she's like forewarning her basically. Like, surely Bose isn't the only one that saw this. So
Yeah.
I thought that was a great moment.
Yeah, totally. And I really don't understand why Garcelle is so hell bent on getting Kyle to talk about the Morgan of it all. And I don't know what she is expecting from Kyle. At some point, you have to just let the mouse go. Kyle doesn't want to talk about it. And I'm sure that there's things in Garcelle's life that, like, she might not want to talk about. I don't know. I understand the argument that they're on a reality show and therefore they are obligated to talk about what's going in their lives. And if Kyle is dating Morgan, then she's obligated to talk about that. I do think, however, that in certain situations, some grace has to be given. If, in fact, Kyle is romantically involved with Morgan, or if they're in a relationship, that is more than just friends, that's something that involves like her changing her sexuality and, coming out about that. She has to think about her daughters. She's also going through a divorce. Like, give the woman a little break and let her do it on her own time.
I agree. I agree with you 100% because there's a lot of people, again, in our comment section saying, Kyle, she's been on people for opening up and telling the truth and she's not doing it, da 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 da. You can only push a person so much. And I feel like Sutton said it best later in the episode. Look, about this particular thing, I'm not Team Sutton by any
Yeah.
means, but about the whole Kyle and Morgan thing, she did say, look, I approached her about it last season. We talked about it. I listened. She explained to me. I understood. And now I'm letting it go. Like,
Right.
that's kind of the path that you should take when you're questioning somebody. You shouldn't just beat them down so hard to the point where, like, she has nothing to say. Kyle's saying that there is no situation. But I do have to give Garcelle props for calling out the whole paparazzi of it all because let's be real. She's like, Julia Roberts can walk around and not get photographed, but like, for some reason the paparazzi are choosing to follow Kyle. Like, at the gas station, she does have a point. We all know that the paparazzi aren't just hanging out at the gas station in Beverly Hills. So what's the deal with that?
That did make me think of it. But it, so is the implication that Kyle's calling the paparazzi? Who else said it? I think Tilly said that she thinks Kyle likes to toy with the press a little bit. So maybe she is, maybe she's smarter than me, at least, and she's kind of doing all this on purpose. Or I don't know, maybe the paparazzi was there photographing someone else and Kyle happened to walk by. I don't, maybe.
No,
But
no, sorry, no, that's not what happened. Sorry.
keep me honest here.
That's gonna be a no. But yeah, I mean, it's the same thing with Mo. Except like the gas station photos of Kyle are clearly from a paparazzi. It's not from just like a fan or a passerby. So I don't know. It is really interesting. Yeah, I don't know what would be the only reason would be to kind of bring attention to her and the show and everything like that, because it's kind of the Scandival effect. After all of that happened, every other like big moment, breakup, cheating, scandal, or whatever, it's like, are they doing this just for the news, the press, the clicks, the views? You know what I mean? So it definitely does make you question it.
So, one big theme throughout this episode was Sutton's desire to have Kyle on her friend roster. And Garcelle is getting really bothered by this. And she is noticing Sutton kind of treating Kyle with kid gloves. And she was upset that Sutton didn't have her back, basically, at the table when Garcelle tried to ask about Morgan. Sutton was kind of a little more like, yeah, I understand. Like, you do you, honey. And I hope that you do have a beautiful situation, or whatever she was saying. So, where do you land on this? Does it come from a jealousy thing for Garcelle that she doesn't like Sutton seeking Kyle's approval so much? Or where do you think it comes from?
I almost think that Garcelle is like starting to see Sutton's true colors. And her true colors, from my perception, is that she's two-faced as fuck. Because she'll say one thing to you one day, and then she will go around and stab you in the back the next. Erica called it out. It's a pattern. And so Garcelle is calling out that, her and Sutton will sit and talk about Morgan and Kyle behind Kyle's back. And then to Kyle's face, Sutton is, saying, oh, I support you. I support you. But as soon as like, let's say the headlines came out, oh, Kyle and Morgan in a relationship, Sutton would be all over that, all over that. Like, you lied to us, So it's like, I feel like it's a little bit of jealousy, but I feel like maybe Garcelle is just kind of starting to realize and see who Sutton really is.
Interesting. And we do see later on that Garcelle is starting to back off of the Sutton fandom as well, because she doesn't really go to bat for her when she's on trial at sea.
No, and I don't think she deserves to. I don't think Sutton deserves that backing. But after dinner, we get some funny scenes. Carol Bell, who we love and adore, Kathy's assistant, shout out to Carol, calls Kathy.
Kim, Kathy's brand manager, please.
I'm sorry. What did I say? Kathy's
assistant.
I'm sorry, her global.
Kathy's assistant is Jennifer Tilly, remember?
Oh, that's right. She calls and Kathy goes, "Hold on a second. I'm going to change." Then she proceeds to not only like pop pills out of what looks like a birth control packet, but complete her whole skincare routine while Carol Bell is still like, "Kathy, hello, you still there?" Like, I'm sure it was just editing, but that really truly made me laugh.
So good. So good. And then we get her taking out her extensions in front of Bose, and Bose is just horrified. And she's like, once again, like, white women just pulling their hair out and just like throwing it on the table. Like, that is new to me.
Like, honestly, so relatable. I would be doing that at the end of the night too. I do not have extensions in right now, but in a past life I did, and you would find me doing that a lot. I do like how Bose was real with Dorit too. We talked about how, she's not just going to have a blind loyalty to Dorit. She's going to call her out for continuing to railroad Sutton and not accept that apology. So props to Bose. I enjoyed that honesty.
I think that's a real friendship. Like, you know when to support and when to, be honest and say, look, I think you could have done things differently here, or here's my perspective on it. And I think that that is the sign of like one, a person that is a true friend, but also like a person with a backbone.
I totally agree. And then the morning after, talk about true friends and backbones. Garcelle and Sutton are waking up. Garcelle is not happy about the no backup with Sutton, and we kind of see the start of like the demise of their relationship. I feel like maybe not relationship as a whole, but I feel like their friendship definitely on this trip like took a toll just of how they were acting around the other women. It was really interesting. Then we get all the ladies like shooting thirst traps before the boat, which was like really kind of funny to watch because none of them really knew how to do a true thirst trap. Not saying I would know, but it was fun to watch.
I liked Jennifer Tilly's where she's just like,
I'm
you
not
know, not
feeling.
not trying to be super sexy or anything. She's just like,
Well, she's the only one with a boyfriend, so she doesn't really
that's
have
true.
to post a thirst trap. But let's be real, every other lady on this cast is single at the moment. So they better learn how to like master those thirst traps sooner rather than later.
Wait, that is such a good point. Is anyone? No, there's not one person who's an actual wife at this moment. Well, Dorit technically, but
I mean,
there's not.
Kyle technically too, but I mean, yeah, they're either separated or
Oh.
single.
Oh, Kathy. Well, but Kathy's not a full time. Interesting. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, they said it like they look like the Avengers. These ladies are my Avengers. Like walking down the beach, I would pick them over the real Avengers any day. So
100%.
we get on the boat, beautiful boat, and it's kind of weird because we get Kyle and Dorit going off to like sort of sunbathe, and then the rest of the ladies are in a different part. And Sutton brings up the apology and almost starts selling it to the other ladies when Dorit's not even around. She just says, I just want you guys to know that I really meant my apology last night. I thought this was so strange. And this is when Era gets activated. Okay. She goes Lindsay Hubbard. She gets activated, not in a, I thought it was respectful the way she was saying things, but Sutton did not like what she had to say. She basically says, I've seen a pattern where you like to beat women while they're down, basically, not physically beat them, but poor choice of words, where you like to not support women when they're at their lowest point, and you, in fact, like to pile on when they're already dealing with a bunch of shit. You pose as a friend and then you work as an enemy. I mean, what a line, right? And I just, I really, really enjoyed Erica in this moment. She's been pretty much taking a back seat this whole season, and I liked that for her. I don't think every housewife always has to be on 100 at all times. That gets like exhausting, but she knew that it was time to play and she delivered.
I loved this so much. We get a lot of very like petty, stupid housewives drama and like, oh, she clocked in, da 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 da, but it's like about something so stupid. Erica came ready.
Yeah.
Her experience with the legal system has really, really come to her benefit because she came out with facts, with evidence. Every line that she said, they had a flashback to support it. It's like she was in court.
She's been
Literally,
correct.
literally, Sutton is on trial at sea, and Erica is the judge or the defense or whatever she is. She came at Sutton, prosecutor. There we go. She came at Sutton with all of these facts. I loved it so much, and it is straight facts. She is 100% right about everything, about Sutton doing this not once, not twice, but 3 times now to 3 different cast members in the same exact position. And it's getting old. It's getting really, really tired. And Sutton, instead of once again taking accountability, she chooses to latch on to the word women.
Oh
She's
my
like,
God.
"You say I don't support women or I beat women when they're down?" And like the whole, like, basically talking about the gender as a whole. I guess it is a little Ramona-esque. You don't support other women. But Erica's clarifying women in the group, women in the group. Do I have to say in the group? We're talking about women in the group right now. That's what Sutton chooses to latch onto instead of taking even an ounce of accountability for anything that she's done. I can't. It,
No, this is her MO. This is how she operates. We saw it with Crystal with the word violated. We saw it with uh, I can't remember the other times, but I know there've been other times where she latches onto a single word that someone puts out there. I think Bose did it at the beginning of the season, and she latched onto a word and she makes it all about that. And it's like, Sutton, we're not dealing with the semantics here. Like, the point is, you're not supporting your quote unquote friends when they need your support the most. And Erica's not saying that you're attacking all the women of the world, but that's what she's basically saying that Erica was insinuating. It's a way to deflect, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work for me, at least.
you're 100% right. Deflect, deflect, deflect. Like Sutton, like that apology that we got for the wallet comment, I feel like was very like rare. Like I don't think that Sutton really does that too often. It doesn't seem like she's going to do it anytime now. Dorit chimes in and then they start going at it. Um and it's just like it's never ending. I just feel like they're calling Sutton out for who she really is. And she doesn't want to accept the fact that she might not be the best person. And yes, we were kind of feeling for her because we learned about her background and all of the trauma that she's been through in her life that definitely can affect how you deal with situations as an adult. But at the same time, it's like sometimes you need like I feel like in that moment, if somebody told that to me, I'd be like, wow, like you actually have a point. Like maybe I need to look inward. But instead, she's storming off. Is she gonna come back? I don't know. I guess she it's like she's out
Yeah,
they're already outside on the deck, but then she storms inside and like halfway like hangs out of like the doorway like she needs like some fresh air. It was just a little over dramatic. I don't know. She's never going to take accountability. Like, where's Teddy when we need her? We need the accountability coach back on Beverly Hills because Sutton needs to take some accountability.
And you know what I thought was really telling was she got up and no one followed her at first, not even Garcelle. So that was Garcelle making a conscious choice that, okay, you're not going to have my back. I'm not going to have your back when, people are coming for you. And who went after her was Kathy. But, Kathy probably just figured, well, someone's got to go check on her, and if no one else is going, then I'm going to go. But I thought that was very telling.
Yeah, I mean, boat rides, they're just not working. They're just not working, as Kathy said in the confessional. And like you said, I mean, I don't nothing good came from that boat ride on White Lotus. Certainly not on Southern Charm. That boat ride was very sad with Shep. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe let's like just maybe not like get the yachts going forward because it definitely seems to like provoke some sort of I don't know environment that's not healthy. So I don't know, but I
I'm going to say the opposite. Keep the boats coming. Keep the yachts coming because I love when they are trapped.
is the yacht the new Sprinter van? Like,
Maybe.
yeah, it's like Sprinter van, but for yeah, I don't know. There was definitely a lot of drama. I don't know. I continue to be loving Erica this season, honestly. She's not giving much, but what she does give is so poignant and so just accurate. Like her portrayals of everything have been very, very like just 100. I agree with everything that she said so far. So
So
I don't
this
know.
reminded me of something that she said in maybe her first or second season when Dorit was kind of telling her on a boat, on the junk boat, that she doesn't open up. And she says, Dorit, you talk too much. When I talk, I say important shit.
Exactly, exactly. That's exactly it. And I feel like Erica is coming in this season with that approach. And that's what a lot of housewives do. You know, they talk too much, they talk a lot of bullshit. But when you say stuff and it really means something and it really hits home, like I feel like that's what we need to learn to appreciate more. So I don't know. I appreciated Erica on this episode. And I'm interested to see kind of where it goes, where it continues. I hope that Erica doesn't let up. I really would like to see her continue down this road with Sutton because I feel like Sutton she needs to hear this.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what happens and to see how the rest of the group reacts because it kind of seems like Sutton might be getting iced out a little bit. Like, are we seeing the beginning of that? But time will tell, and we will be here to cover it all.
We sure will. We'll be back next week with another recap. So make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss any more Bravo breaking news.
Thank you so much for watching and listening. We will talk to you guys next time.
Bye.